The Rumble in the Jungle has somehow managed to be called arguably the greatest sporting event of the 20th century, in which Muhammad Ali was able to highlight his tactical genius and overcome a seemingly unbeatable George Foreman. In this video, I am going to illustrate why anybody who believes that after watching the fight doesn't have a clue about boxing, and why it was a disgraceful sham of a fight that never should have taken place in Zaire. Ali's key to victory was that he was both fighter and officiator. The guy in the zebra-striped shirt, Zach Clayton, was mere decoration. Ali had made himself so popular touring Africa in 1964 and just prior to the fight that nobody there, least of all the referee, was going to tell him what to do in the ring. The first part of his strategy was to illegally hold George Foreman repeatedly until he drained him of his strength, and as you will see ad nauseum, he completely got away with it. In their 1971 fight, the first time he held Frazier, he was warned by Arthur Mercanti that he would get docked if he did it again, and he obeyed. He never once gets warned in the Rumble. Okay, so let's begin with round one. Ali dances at first, pretends like he's going to go toe-to-toe with Foreman, throws a 1-2 that does absolutely nothing, trying to make people believe he's actually going to make this a fight. But then very quickly he resorts to holding and holding and holding. And what started out as something that could have been an exciting fight gets boring very, very quickly. And Foreman there, you can see, is a little frustrated and tries to shove Ali away so he can get out of this hold. And the referee, Zach Clayton, is doing absolutely nothing about it. No warning whatsoever. There goes Ali with a headlock. It even causes Foreman to grin because Foreman knows what he's doing. But unfortunately, he's not complaining about it, and he's not getting any support from the ref. But he should have complained about it. And I don't know about you, but this is not fun at all. This is not exciting at all. This is just Ali wrapping his arms around Foreman's head continuously. I count 25 times in round one. It's 25 times in round two. And about half that many times in round three, and he doesn't get one warning whatsoever. And I don't know about you, but this is not an exciting fight. This is not skill. There's nothing impressive about this. This is just a guy who does not want to get punched, is doing everything he can to keep this from being a fight. And he's just holding and holding and holding, and this is boring. All Zach Clayton is doing there is breaking them apart every now and then. He does no refereeing whatsoever. This is basically a free-for-all. It's almost become a wrestling match. Foreman tries to get in a couple of nice exchanges, and those are the most exciting parts, when you get those brief fleeting moments where you get an exchange or two, but it just becomes headlock after headlock after headlock. And of course he's tiring Foreman out by doing this. Now for round two, rather than showing all the continuous holding that Ali's doing, I decided to show a few exchanges that are kind of exciting. And this is what the fight could have been had that holding not been allowed to persist. We get actually some really nice, exciting exchanges that show how evenly matched they are. And this would have been wonderful if the fight had continued this way. But instead, no. Ali once again resorts to his holding, to his headlocking. Foreman got in a nice shot there. But of course, Ali can't risk having too many of those happen. See, little nice even exchanges there. Pretty fun and exciting. But then of course he holds again, keeps his hand around his head, keeps the action from continuing, and then look at this, and nothing whatsoever from Zach Clayton. Nothing, no warning, nothing. On to round 5, and Ali has managed to drain Foreman's strength by the constant holds and is now leaning on very loose ropes. Those ropes are unacceptably loose, and that was his plan from the very beginning, before the fight even began. He wanted those ropes loose so that he could hang outside of Foreman's power range. Angelo Dundee years later would claim that he fixed a really poor ring, but in fact he was setting it up so that Ali would have this strategy during a fight. And as you can see in the Ali Frazier 1 fight in Madison Square Garden, Ali attempts to rope a up Frazier to some degree, but is unable to do so because those ropes are too tight. That's regulation. Even when he falls on the ropes, he's still pretty much straight up. He can't get away with that in Madison Square Garden. Round 8, the finishing punches that Ali throws at Foreman are done when Foreman's not even looking at him. He does it when Foreman's head is facing out. He can't even start the knockout with Foreman facing him, even though he had countless opportunities to do so earlier in the fight. Now it's time for him to declare himself unbeatable till 50.
I told you today, I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old.
But by age 38 in 1980, he was a human punching bag for Larry Holmes.
Is Ali hurt? Could he be going down? How much more of this can he take?
And 20 years after the Rumble, Foreman regained the heavyweight title at 45, a far greater feat than any that Ali ever accomplished in the ring.